Good morning, students. This is Latif, sir. Today, I am going to discuss the effect of pressure and temperature on solubility of gases in liquid in water. That is, effect of temperature and pressure on the solubility of liquid gases in a liquid or that is in water. Okay, so see the first effect of pressure. An increase in pressure on the surface of water increases the solubility of a gas in water. An increase in pressure on the surface of water increases the solubility of gas in water. That means higher the value of pressure on the surface of liquid, that means on the surface of water, greater is the solubility of the gas in water. Regarding this topic, you have to know an important law which is Henry's law. And Henry's law tells about the relation, or Henry's law tells about the effect of pressure on the solubility of gas in liquid in water. According to Henry's law, at any given temperature, at any given temperature, the mass of gas dissolved by a fixed volume of liquid is directly proportional to the pressure on the surface of the liquid. This is known as Henry's law. So, what is the statement of Henry's law? At any given temperature, the mass of gas dissolved at any given temperature, the mass of gas dissolved by a fixed volume of liquid is directly proportional to the pressure on the surface of liquid. There are lots of application of Henry's law, and it is applicable in the preparation of soda water. You know, in the preparation of soda water, carbon dioxide gas are dissolved in water by application of very high pressure. Okay, so on opening the soda water bottle, the dissolved gas rapidly bubbles out. This is because the pressure on the surface of water suddenly decreases. Okay, now effect of temperature. What is the effect of temperature on solubility of gas in a liquid? An increase in temperature of water causes a decrease in solubility of a gas in it. An increase in temperature of water causes a decrease in solubility of a gas in it. That means if you increase temperature, then the solubility of gas in a liquid decreases. Okay, so an increase in temperature of water causes a decrease in solubility of a gas in it. And you know, the taste of water is due to the presence of these gases. Due to the presence of these gases. Okay, and on boiling, these gases escape from water because on heating, solubility of gas decreases. So on boiling, these gases escape from the water. That's why the water become tasteless. Now see next topic, crystal and crystallization. What is crystal and crystallization? You have seen the shape of sodium chloride. Sodium chloride is a crystalline substance, crystalline compound. What is crystal? A crystal is a homogeneous solid of definite geometrical shape. It is a homogeneous solid of definite geometrical shape. For example, sodium chloride crystal, copper sulfate crystal. Okay. And crystal has symmetrically arranged smooth plane crystals has symmetrically arranged smooth plane surfaces which meet forming the sharp edges. Now, what is crystallization? Crystallization is a process by which crystal of substances are obtained by cooling a hot saturated solution. Crystallization is a process of obtaining crystal, okay, by cooling a hot saturated solution. It is the process by which crystals of a substance are obtained by cooling a hot saturated solution. There are many types of crystals, and some shapes in which crystals exist are cubic, rhombohedric, octahedral, prismatic. These are some common or basic shapes of crystal. And cubic shaped crystal is NaCl, sodium chloride, cubic shape. Rhombohedric hedric shape crystal, copper sulfate. Octahedral shape crystal is ferrous sulfate, and prismatic shape crystal, potassium nitrate. Okay, and you can see the shape of different type of crystals. Figure given, figure 3.9, some shapes of crystals: cubic crystal, rhombohedric crystals, octahedral crystals, and prismatic crystal. And you can prepare crystals in laboratory by the following methods. You can prepare a crystal of a substance in a laboratory by the following methods. And the methods are by cooling a hot saturated solution. First method is by cooling a hot saturated solution. Second method, by slowly evaporating a saturated solution. And third method, by cooling a fused mass. And fourth method is by sublimation. Okay, these are some methods of preparation of crystals in laboratory. And the first method, that is by cooling a hot saturated solution, it is most applicable method. Okay, here one experiment given. It is the experiment is to prepare large crystal of copper sulfate, that is preparation of copper sulfate crystal. Procedure given. Okay, so what is the procedure? First, you have to make a saturated solution of copper sulfate at 80 degrees Celsius, and then you have to filter it and allow the filtrate to cool and leave it for a day. And in the next morning, a number of teeny crystal will be seen lying at the bottom of the beaker. Pick up these small crystals which are well formed, and now suspend a well shaped crystal by means of a thread tied to a glass rod into the cooled saturated solution. You can see it is shown in the figure 3.10. And then cover the beaker with a piece of paper to prevent dust from getting in, and leave the beaker undisturbed and watch the crystal grow. This is the procedure of obtaining large crystals of copper sulfate. And what will be the observations? After a few days, the crystals will be found to have grown quite big. After a few days, the crystals will be found to have grown quite big, and the suspended crystal act as a seed crystal. Here, the suspended crystal act as seed crystal. And this process of inducing crystallization by adding a crystal of pure substance into its saturated solution is called seeding. So what is seeding? It is the process the process of inducing crystallization by adding a crystal of pure substance into its saturated solution is called seeding. Okay, thank you, students.